Alright everybody, so in this lesson we're going to be looking at histograms and polygons. Now this is just another way that we can organize data, and we're going to be particularly using these frequency distribution tables that we should have done by now, and we're going to construct histograms and polygons that go along with it. Okay, so it's really important that we can see the connection of both of these. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're using our Smarties data. This is our frequency distribution table you can see here, okay? And we can see we've organized it really nicely in a frequency distribution table. Now, what we're going to make is a histogram of this data, okay? And the way we start doing it is that we're going to do this, all right? So I'm going to use a darker pen. I'm going to do... I might move it up a bit. Now there's a couple of things I need to work out, okay? So down the bottom here, I'm going to put some numbers, all right? And the numbers are the score, okay? And it relates exactly to this. So the lowest number we have is 10, and the highest number we have is 14. So I'm going to put all these numbers that I've just highlighted there in there. So let me give space for them. So I'm going to go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Now up on this vertical axis, all right, I'm going to put the frequency. All right. Now let's look at the frequency numbers, because that will help us as we pull this scale up. The lowest number is 1 and the highest number is 7. So I need to have enough space up here for all those. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that gives me enough numbers, and I'm actually going to write that in. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, histogram is very similar to a polygon, to a column graph. So we're going to use that as our basis. Now, one thing we're going to do is that we're never going to start here in the corner. Okay, that's a no-no, all right? Because in histograms we don't do that, and then I'll show you some other pieces of information. Okay, so at 10, how high is our frequency? It goes up to 1. So I'm going to do like a column graph, where 10 is going to be in the middle of this column graph, and then I'm just going to do this, all right? And I'm not going to color it in or anything. That's a no-no too, so we're just going to leave it like that. 11, the frequency goes up to 1, so, and can you see that it goes up to 1? See, the top of this is at the top of that. So 11, we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to start it from the end of this one, so I'm going to connect it up and put it there, all right? 12 goes up to 7, all right? So it's really important that we understand that. So I'm going to go, this column has to go up to this height, all right? So it has to go approximately there. So I'm going to take that away. And that's it there, okay? So see how that column goes up to 7? Now look at this one, it goes up to 6. So 6 is here. So I'm going to approximately go around there. If I go, that's 13, so I'm going to go there. And the last one is 14, which goes up to 5, so that's a bit lower. So I'm going to start here, there. So what this histogram does, it describes what's on this graph. So you can clearly see in this graph, if I were to observe it, that 12 is the highest. It goes up to 7. 13 is the second highest. It goes up to 6. So all those questions that you were asked about other things can be asked of a histogram. So that's a histogram. Okay. So it's just a column graph. Remember, we don't start here in the corner. and we're going to stick these columns together. All right, so they're stuck together. All right, so there's no gap in between. In column graphs, there definitely was a gap in between, but in this one, we won't be doing it. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is a polygon. All right, and I'm going to do it in this purple color. Okay, now polygon, I'm going to draw straight onto this these columns. Now all I'm going to do is at the middle of the columns, I'm going to do a little X. Okay, this is the way I do it. And then I'm going to play my favorite game, which is, well, it's not a game, my favorite activity, which is going to be dot to dot. Now I am going to start from the corner here with the polygon. I need to do that. And all I'm going to do is going to use a straight line and connect my X's. All right, you don't have to put an X, just showing you how I draw it to make it really, okay. And then we have to anchor it at some point down here at the bottom. So I'm going to anchor it down there. So the polygon, I'm going to make it, the polygon is this line here. You don't have to put these X's in. It just needs to be a line that goes up and down. So a histogram's like sort of like towers, columns that go up, and a polygon is a line graph sort of thing. Okay. Let's see if we can do it one more time. This is the soccer team. And let's see if we can do the same information. So I'm going to try to do it quickly. See if maybe you press pause on the video and see if you can do it before me and see if we get the same result. Now, one thing I want to note is that I'm really looking at the scale first, okay? So I know that down the bottom here, I'm going to put the score. So I'm going to go score. And I'm going to put an X, and I know that the score starts from 1 and finishes at 6. So that's going to be a really important thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the frequency, I can see the lowest number is 0, okay? And the highest number is 7. So I'm actually going to make that note. This is 0, and then I'm going to go all the way up to 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to put my histogram in pink and my polygon in purple. All right. Now I can see that the first one, that when the score is 1, the frequency is 6. So I'm going to go all the way up to 6 with 1 in the center of it. So yeah. Can you see that? Now 1 goes up to 7, so I'm going to go a little bit higher, and they need to be stuck together for the histogram to be right. 3 goes up to 5, so I'm going to go about here. 4 goes up to 3, so that's going to be about here. And 5 goes 0, so it's just going to be nothing. So you can put a line down the bottom, you don't have to. And 6 goes to 1, so it goes here to there. All right, so that's my histogram. What I'm going to do in my polygon, instead of doing crosses, I'm just going to do a dot to guide me. Remember, always starts in the corner here. So can you see that I put it in the corner? I'm going to put a dot there, dot there, dot there, dot there. Notice that I'm putting the dots in the center of the number. So it hits up there because that's where I'm going to connect them up by. And now I'm just going to connect these straight lines. So I'm going to go there, 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 there. This one I need to put it down to the bottom, up the top, and then somehow I need to anchor it back down to the bottom. So just repeating what I did before, the polygon is a line graph like this. And that's what our polygon, and the histogram is a column graph. Thing which I haven't done for either of these graphs, and it's really important, is that in these ones I need to put frequency down here and F. I need to mark that off, so I need to fix it up down here as well because I haven't put it in. I have put the frequencies in, but I haven't said what it is. All right, so it's really important that we do this. So peace out.